Radio. Hopefully that has fixed everything that I need to fix. Just small little mock-ups, but yeah, hopefully that's fixed everything that I'm hoping that it needs to fix. Alrighty. Anyway, uh, good idea, mates. This is your guy from Down Under Demon Rain, and quite simply, you might be actually wondering, how come you're back? What made you come back? Quite simply, I wanted to show. Basically, I got inspired to want to come back, and simply just to show off, like, I guess you could say, my coming of age of this sort of like a new found this new form of found content creation in terms of like what I how do I put it? Basically, I wanted to show off the fact that I wanted to make off like now I'm just tripping over my words like a goof. Um, Basically, it's a simple case of I came back to YouTube after contemplating on the idea of how can I attack YouTube in a way to put my content back out there without feeling like as though I'm going to get lost in the shuffle, or worst of all, feel like as if though basically how do I say this? I wanted to come back, but I was also contemplating on the idea of how can I do it. Yeah, basically, how can I show off the fact that I want to make brand new style of content whilst also staying somewhat around the way that I used to do it, except will show the fact that I've matured in terms of like making the content, and to also kind of basically to kind of like give the rundown. From 2018 2019, I was actually I was doing content for a good little bit, and then somewhere later down the line, um, about maybe midway to about almost late 2019, stopped doing YouTube, and that's when basically my whole life started to take a bit of a turn, such as losing my cat, losing my sister-in-law even before that, and then losing, well, basically, having a whole, like, having this whole idea of, how, basically in my mind, having this, case of, I hated being around anybody, I hated being around people, and let's just say, all of that changed when, basically, I ended up meeting my soulmate for life. And to be fair, thank God I did. Because I would have not been here if it wasn't for her trying to convince me to essentially stick around without actually convincing me on why I should be around. So I gotta thank her for that. Later on in between like the years of 2023 to about 2024, give or take, I'm basically doing a lot of not really studying, but you could almost call it in a sense trying to figure out what the hell YouTube is doing, and in any case, what the social media platforms were doing in that sense. Basically, it's a case of who do they promote, who do they want to promote, who do they choose to promote, and who they should be promoting. Basically, I don't want to well, it's not a case of I don't want to give people unwanted platforms that they didn't want to opt for in terms of like, you know, being endorsed or whatever, or even having like shout outs, but there are a few people out there that I will say right now they deserve not really my endorsement, but in a sense my little word of mouth. Basically, people such as like obviously you got people such as like Tactical Bacon Productions, who gave me a more better a sort of philosophical look into the world of gaming, into basically what I wanted to like do in terms of like making my content a lot more. I guess you could say giving me a more mature light into what I wanted to do, and then you have people such as like Matt Muscles, who've been around also for a good while, or if not like a good long time, which I didn't realize he'd been around for as long as most of the people, and also just basically transferring myself from, say, one type of thinking to another type of thinking. And also wanted to, I guess you could say, improve in the way that I conduct myself in terms of, say, how I, if you know, you know, uh, if you know my type of content that I used to make back then before I basically kind of went off into the shadows and was basically kind of like doing a bit of vigilantism onto what YouTube is, as not just as a platform, but in terms of who they want to like promote, who they keep on choosing to promote, and who I feel like they should be promoting in terms of like the quality over the quantity of content. Now, people may say that they might have a opposite opinion to me, but hey, I guess it's hearsay. It's a kind of hearsay. He says she says type of thing, you know, that type of thing. But a little bit after that, my brother ends up passing away, and quite simply, it didn't help. It didn't help matters in terms of like, you know, where my mindset was at. But let's just say, a little while after that, somewhere down the line, I got to talk to some pretty like chilled out motherfuckers, and let's just simply say, from the fact that one of them does content creation, the other one's also thinking about maybe thinking about going back into content creation. It's kind of been in a subliminal way encouraging me to want to get back into content creation. But here's the thing, though, right? And this is where we are today. Is simply I was trying to think, how was I going to do this video / stream? How was I going to be able to do this type of stuff? And how was I going to be able to, well, essentially get back to where I was when I was younger, but in a more, you could say, better off mindset. Basically, how do I change the way that I am in terms of content wise, and by then it reflects off of like how I think today. And so I've basically figured that out by simply, well, you're watching this video / stream, and I'll probably even say right now, not really in an egotistical sense, but hey, thanks for, let's just simply say, thanks for viewing my content. If you've been, like, you know, endlessly, you know, refreshing your feed to see if if I post any, new videos or whatnot, or whatever I'm trying to do. Basically, to sum it all up, I went away, went into my own head, tried to figure out who the hell I was, and I realized my content creation aged like milk. And to be fair, I think it's more of a case of I just wanted to have a case of a clean slate. Basically, I wanted to clean up what I basically wanted to clean up what I did used to do, and basically try and fix what younger me did. basically self-reflecting into essentially just this case of whatever I was like years ago isn't the way that I am now. Hell, I've even gone as far as, you know, try to have a more, I don't want to call it a down-to-earth mindset. It's more of a case of I have a more realization mindset of, yeah, basically I just need to mature a little bit, and it took growing pains, but hey, look where we're at now. Basically, yeah, I just wanted to just, I guess you could say, make this video and just tell people, yeah, I've went away. Like, I basically had to not really deplatform myself. I basically ended up having to do a case where essentially, right, I would go away, take some time to really try to heal from what I've lost and all that stuff, and try to be basically a better person, both mentally, physically, emotionally, and I guess in a way, spiritually. I want to be a much better individual than what I was like, say, from 2018, 2019, going into, like, say, post-pandemic, going into now. And to be fair, you can even say I've even tried dabbling in a little bit of that TikTok-y sort of, like, content stuff that you've probably seen on my, on my page over there. If you've already prematurely followed me over there. Or you happen to be following me over there. But what else is there to say nor add before I leave you with that? Basically, just to kind of end it off is simply this. Over the years, growing up, because at the moment, I'm about to be 26, and started all the way back in 2018. Even though YouTube might say, like, on its page that I started all the way back in 2017, technically that's not true. I started this whole thing on the night that I was 2018. And I just kind of didn't know what to do. I was just kind of like humming and hawing about what I wanted to do, and honestly, think about this as a big old palette cleanser. I wanted to clean the palette. I wanted to completely and utterly just sweep everything off, and essentially, well, I wanted I basically wanted a whole entire refresh. Like, I really needed a good refresh. And to be fair, just to say, even right now, it's basically I was doing a bit of like I was doing like a bit of a self reflection period of a journey for myself, to a point that I basically wanted to do this, I suppose, like come back and say, hey, I wasn't gone. I decided to not deplatform myself. I just simply just wanted to come back, say that I ain't dead, ain't gone, my platform isn't whatever the fuck. I want to come back and simply just state that, yeah, I just wanted to come back and just simply say, if you had the patience of an absolute fucking saint or an absolute monk, guess what? Your patience is a virtue, because it took me ages to want to actually come back and fight the truth and realize, yeah, I wanted to get back onto the camera, do a whole entire like new review style, to a point that, hell, I'll even say right now, there's a site that I use by the name of Backlogged, which is, like, hell, I might even put in the description or whatever the fuck, but like little bit after this, but essentially the site, if you want to know what it is, it's basically just backlogged. Basically, it's encouraging me to want to play through and actually beat the games and then review them in a more detailed way. So if I happen to make a different style of video, in terms of the review compared to what I play, and if you don't see any of the gameplay, basically, think of it like this: the gameplay will be what you see. The review is basically just me recollecting and unpacking everything that I've seen, heard, felt, and sensed. Because, as humans, we have different senses. From audibly to visually to what our mind, basically tries to collect, gather, and basically what we absorb and what we try to do. And I guess you could say I wanted to take that in stride and make something new. But, yeah, well, rambling and all this, like, to be fair, if I sound like I'm just kind of like just blurping a whole bunch of shit out, I don't mean to. It's just I'm having like I'm still even to this day having a whole bunch of thoughts rolling around in my head on trying to figure out like what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do next, and what my next move is. Because quite simply, yeah, I just wanted to, I guess, like show that I'm mature both mentally now and emotionally. I'm a lot more mature than what I was like years ago. Even before the pandemic, somewhere mid-pandemic, and trying little bits and pieces here and there. But I just, like I said before, it just feels like it feels like it's all ice like milk, and I just wanted to change that for like the better. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video slash stream and you want to support me, go ahead and like the video slash stream, just like the video stream. I don't know. Do whatever you want to do, and hey, do you know what? If you want to subscribe, go ahead. Don't do it. I'm not your freaking dad. I'm not gonna bitch at you. I'm not gonna hop at you and say, hey, you have to subscribe or blah 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 blah. Because fuck that. If you want to support me, go ahead. If you want to help, maybe, I don't know, give a resurgence to my YouTube channel, go ahead. If not, hey, each to their own. Just don't give, any sort of, just don't give any attention to people that don't deserve it. Or in the very least, that don't feel like they never deserved it. And give attention to people that actually felt like they actually earned it. Anyway, I'll leave you with that one. Go ahead and like my stuff if you like if you like, dislike if you dislike. It's engagement anyway. And yeah, I'll see you fine fellas out, and I'll see you fine son of a bitches out. And yeah, if you enjoy this, I may be back, depending on how. Well, I wouldn't say depending, because that just makes it sound like I'm gonna leave again. Garrett fucking T, I wanna do this stuff again, but at the same time, I wanna also make sure I'm balancing shit out and not feel like there's gonna be a bad inbound, because yeah, basically I have something of a game plan, but at the same time, I'm basically just playing it by ear. But again, though, if you enjoy, you enjoyed. If you want to like, go ahead like. If you want to dislike, dislike. If you want to sub, sub. If you don't want to, I'm not fucking holding you at gunpoint. Do whatever. It's your life, same as mine. We're all free spirited. Go ahead. Or don't. Up to you. But yeah. I'll see you around, and yeah. Cheers, mate. Be an absolute legend. And cheers. Bye bye. Rain, or to be fair, Rain signing out.